Shalom, 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 Israel. So open up and I would say call halal Yahweh. Bashema Mashak Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh. Right. So today through the spirit, right, going into a video through the spirit, right, about the different bywords and proverbs that our people were and still are called. Right. I had a brother recommend me to do this video, right? And a most willing is profitable, and a most willing, if any brother or sister has a video idea or something that they want brothers to dive into, and you can kind of post it in the chat, right? And most willing, one of the diligent mighty men of the Lord, NWFI Atlanta, most willing me, and we can dive into that topic. Right, so we're gonna get into this one now, right? Quick through the spirit, right? These are bywords and proverbs that are still on our people and that were used on our people. Right? Let's understand why we have these proverbs and bywords, man. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 38. For thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether Yahweh shall lead thee. And so we're prophesied to become a proverb and a byword, right? There's no other people I could think of that has so many bywords, right? Except for the so-called black man, right? Satan trying to mess up the damn blue letter, man. But hey, let's see what this word byword and proverb means in the Hebrew, right? Let's go. Salakia, bear with me. Salakia, forgive me. Right, let's go see what this word byword means in the Hebrew, right? It's what? Shanaya, naya, right? Sharp wood, cutting, taunt. A guy, right? So we're being taunted in this thing, right? That's what the byword is going into, man. See what this word proverb means in the Hebrew. A parable. Hey, we're a parable, man. A sentence of ethical wisdom. Hey, we're a parable and a byword in this thing, man. The so-called black man, you have hundreds of bywords that they call us. Most willing, we're going to be going over at least a good 20, 30 of the bywords that they call the Israelites, right? Not only Jake, not only the people from the tribe of Judah, but hey, even the so-called Hispanics, and even the so-called Native Americans, they also have bywords. Let's go to Psalms 44. Right, this is book of this is Psalm chapter 44, verse 14. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. Hey, so we're made a byword among the heathen, man. These heathens, now we're their song, and we're shaking the head among the people, man. When these nations, they see us in our low estate, they just shake their head at us. Right, let's get that in Lamentation 2. Right, this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? And so none of these nations look upon us and they say, hey, how are y'all God's chosen people, but you out here struggling on crack? Addicted to marijuana. How are y'all God's chosen people when you can't speak properly? Right, you don't know how to handle yourself. You're always in jail. And that's the things that these heathens say. Right, verse 16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. Right? They hiss and gnash their teeth and gnash the teeth. Salakia. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is as the day that we looked for. We have found. Man, we have seen it. And so these heathens, they're very, very glad to call us bywords and N-words and all types of other bywords we're about to get into in a few minutes. Lord willing, this makes their day. Right? I'm going to get this last precept through the Spirit, then we're going to hop right into it. Right? Psalm chapter 80, verse 6. Thou makest us a strife unto our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves, man. We're a strife unto our neighbors, man. Right? And they're laughing at us, man. They're laughing. All of the bywords and paintings and crazy stuff they have of us, we're going to get right into it through the Spirit. Matter of fact, right now, man. Right now, we get right into it through the Spirit. This is a list that, through the Spirit, I took some time compiling, right, of all of the different, and this is only a few, This is only a handful. There's hundreds of there's thousands of words that they've used to make fun of our people. But the first one we're going to get through the spirit is this one right here, right? Abid, is used in by the people in the Middle East or in North Africa, and basically it means slave in the Arabic language. You may be asking why would they call so-called black people slaves? Why? Because you had a Saharan slave trade. I actually have some notes on it. I may pull up my notes actually. Let's see if I can find them. Here we go. All praises. Hey, so you had an Arab slave trade, man. Let's dive a little bit into this. Right, the time from 650 to 195 AD. Hey, so brothers and sisters, you're getting the exclusive, man. You're getting the exclusive access, the exclusive footage of primetime notes to the spirit. Right, it's like it's not sub, it's trans. Right, it's trans-Saharan. Right, Salakia. Right. To have 25 million Israelites taken from West Africa across the Red Sea, Indian Ocean, and the Sahara Desert, right? Men slaves were employed as servants, soldiers, or laborers, right? While female slaves, right, they were treated as concubines and servants. This trans-Saharan slave trade was very wicked. The Arabs, they're very, very wicked people, right? Let's read this. The practice of castration on black male slaves in the most inhumane manner altered an entire generation of these men could not, as these men could not produce. This is a historian quote. This is his quote, man. So these Arabs are very, very wicked. Ishmael is very, very wicked, and they have a high judgment to pay you know. So they're calling us their slaves as they castrated our men and boys, and they treated our women, our daughters, the beautiful daughters of Zion, our mothers, our sisters, our aunts, our grandmothers as concubines. And this may be a pretty long video. This may be a long video, man, because I'm already angry. That's just the first one. Lord, hey, Lord willing, us see the list, man. This is a good list right here through the Spirit. That's the first one, and I'm already angry. So this may be a long video. Go on and buckle down. Pull up your notes. Pull up your pad, your pen. Pull up the notes app, however you get down through the spirit. Because this may be a long video, right? The next one we got is alligator bait. I'm sure most brothers and sisters are familiar with this, right? But let's see why they call us this, right? Hey, because this is a literal postcard, right? This is a postcard right here, right? As you can so yes, yeah, you see it's the Panama Canal. How our people being used as bait, man. So-called Judite babies, you know, Southern and I'm sure you had Northern Kingdom babies as well, but which is put out there only the Southern Kingdom babies uses alligator bait to draw alligators to the surface. Right, they would do this at circuses. You gotta go down to this is a prominent. I'm in Mississippi, right? It's prominent in Mississippi. It's prominent in Louisiana. This is prominent in Florida, and this is off. Licorice drops. That's off as hell, right? That's what they call our sons and daughters, the mighty men of the Lord, to these damn alligators. So hey, these people are very wicked, and that's a byword. See, this is off as hell. This is off. Damn, Esau with a fishing line, with a Jake on it, man, with somebody's son, with somebody's precious son, you know, or beautiful daughter. See, this is really wicked, man. Really, really wicked, man. Which gonna, yeah, basically I explained it, Lord willing, pretty well through the spirit. Let's see if we can see. Hey, see that this video is no longer available, man. Hey, took the whole YouTube video off, man, because this is getting crazy. The slaves. This is a quote right here. Hey, see in Florida, Orlando. You know, hey, this is what you call a primary witness, right? Let's dive into what this word means to the spirit, right? A primary witness. let's see. A primary witness is a person who was personally present. So, hey, this is going into this man's grandfather. His grandfather was personally present, right? So let's see what this firsthand witness has to say, right? And this is when you deal in scholarship and you deal with research, right? And you deal with studying and trying to get wise through the Spirit. Primary witnesses, this is what you're trying to find, right? That's why you saw in the Arab thing, I all praise to the Most High, I could find the primary witness, right? The slaves who had babies, they would steal the babies during the course of the day. Sometimes this is off. Some would be infants. Some would be a year old. He says some would be so the toddlers pretty mature. They know what's going on. You know, hey, he would leave them like pins in the chicken coop, man. They'd be screaming what they what they were doing would help them to chum the water. That's off, man. If you don't know what chumming the water means, hey, this is an in-depth breakdown, man. Right? This is for all of the fishermen out there, and Lord willing, all of the men of the Lord are fishermen of men now, pursuant to Mark chapter 1, verse 17. Right? And this is an in-depth breakdown to the Spirit, man. All praises. Let's hear our chum. See how she's just grabbing it and throwing it in the water, man. So chumming is a practice used by. Let's see if we. Okay, Con. That's all she gets into, right? But chumming, you're basically priming. That's another word for it, priming. When me, and my folks, when we fish, hey, you got to chum, man. Hey, you're bringing worms and different types of creatures it depends on what saltwater, fresh, we'll keep it simple. Basically, you're throwing out bait beforehand to kind of prime the fish, right? And hopefully you're going to use the same bait or a similar bait, on your line. So, hey, you get the fish primed to go bite on the chum, you know, and then, hey, hopefully they'll bite on your line if that makes sense. Lord willing, that makes sense. But you see her, she had a bucket of some fish food. I'm not pretty sure that was worms. Not 100% sure, right? She threw it into the water, and she's gonna put something similar to that on her line, to go catch fish with, right? So that's what our children were being used as, to chum the water, right? He said they would throw baby. He said when they would throw the babies and tied to this rope, he said in a matter of minutes, he said the alligators were on them. And he saw the alligators would chomp his jaws on the chest off, man. Damn, man. He said you couldn't see anything but the rope. Some would be infants. Man, man. So these Edomites, these people are real wicked, man. These are things that happened during slavery times. No, so like these things happened during slavery times. So that's what the gator bait is going into. Right now, our people were used as literal alligator bait to chum the water. Okay, next we got 8. Everybody should be familiar with this term, right? We're referring to outdated theories, cultural differences between them. The evolution theory is a theory, right? Theories aren't facts. Theories aren't proven, right? That chimpanzees and so-called black men share the same ancestors. That's off. Let's see if we can find something. Hey, this is something that I've been called, man. I've been called a damn ape, you know? See? Hey, this is real off, man. From peeling bananas to busting caps. Hey, this is real wicked, man. Whoever made this, death and destruction to you. Hey, because I've been called an ape before by Edomite. Lord willing, that Edomite's gonna get put to death by the Lord, man. If he's still in America, he's gonna get put to death. And if he's not in America, he's going in chains, Lord willing. So and it's really King Kong. That's really what it's based off of. On a so-called black man taking over New York. right? Whether it's in the corporate offices, being CEOs, having money, having rulership, having power. That's really what it's going into. That's what the King Kong is going into, right? But you see, this is off. These pictures are real wicked, man. See, like, oh my goodness, man. So, that's off, right? So, hey, you see why they call us apes. You know, everybody should be familiar with that. They got Apple, right? Apple, right? You used to on the Gadite, so it's not just Judah who has 1,000 bywords and derogatory names, man. And you got Gad and Reuben, man. They were called Apple. Why are what they call Apple? Because they're red on the outside and white on the inside, right? Someone who has lost touch with their culture ancestry. Basically, this is a word synonymous for coons or Oreos, which you're going to have coming up soon, right? So that's pretty plain, right? Red on the outside. So if we pull up a picture, right? That should be pretty plain. Here you go. Urban Dictionary, man. I may touch on this, but Urban Dictionary, and this thing kind of crazy, so may not touch on this too much, right? Apple Indian used to refer to a Northern American Indian, aka Gadite or Reubenite, who thinks like or supports white people. Red on the outside, white on the inside. Hey, as I said, through the spirit, right? This is like calling somebody Oreo. All right, so they got on that. All praises. Get a little bit of imagery. Okay, well, that should be pretty plain. Right, Apple, next thing we got up is Aunt Jemima, right? Everybody should know who she is, right? Really got a whole other bunch of bywords, but everybody should know who Aunt Jemima is. A black woman who kisses up to whites, a sellout female, right? Counterpart or wife to Uncle Tom. All right, let's see. Let's see if this touches on anything. Let's see. Let's see. The clothing, dancing, singing old plantation songs as she worked. So this is really where it's coming from, right? Let's see, pull up a picture. I know it's gonna have um Salakia. I know it's gonna have pictures of the syrup bottle. Everybody should be familiar with the syrup bottle. All right, but this is really what it's coming up for. This is really what it's coming up to, right? And this lady, right? She made, she was cooking, of course, in the plantation, right? Clothed, dancing, enslaved, working. She was seen as a happy slave, aka submissive, aka the female version of Uncle Tom. You know, so this kind of getting kind of crazy. A happy slave hospitality, happy slave mentality, and that's really what all of these men and women on these packages come from, like the Uncle Ben's, as they say. They even got Rastus on here. We're gonna dive into Rastus as well. It's based off of slavery. It's not just they felt nice to put this black lady on these pancakes. Now it's based off of slavery. Really when you dive into it, history gets kind of deep, man. Because we know who the best chefs are according to the Bible, right? Israel with the salt of the earth. You know, So our people, we make the best food. So these recipes and such like that, a lot of it is stolen from our people, right? Lord willing, that's pretty clear. Right, we'll go to Beaner, right? Beaner, right? People of Mexican descent or mestizos, Central American descent. Basically Beaners, aka you eat a lot of beans. That should be pretty plain. Beaners, beanie, you eat a lot of beans, because so-called Mexican people, right? Really, the whole Northern Kingdom, when you exclude Gad and Reuben, they eat a lot of beans. From Mexico all the way down to Chile or Argentina. And even the Southern Kingdom. Last time I checked, Benjamin eats a lot of beans. Levi eats beans. So this is just a word, because our people were so poor, right? Let me pull this up. This is a fact brothers and sisters don't really dive into that much, man. This is a beautiful fact to prove that the Native Americans and Hispanics, quote unquote, are the Israelites. All right, so in the United States, right, you got 20, this is dealt with the poverty rate, right? And Moses said that the Israelites will be oppressed, forever, right? So poverty rate, so a poverty, this is a good indication through the spirit, right? So-called black, 21%, Hispanic, 17%. Let's see the number 1%. Native American, basically 25%, man. Damn, 25% of all Native Americans are, living in poverty. You know, almost 18% of Hispanics and 21% of so-called black men. You know, so that's why we eat beans. Beans are cheap. You know, Edomites, they don't really eat beans like that. They eat all types of I don't even know. It's a lot. All types of fancy pasta and all types of crazy stuff. Where our people we eat beans. And it is what it is, right? You got blue gum. And African American perceived as being lazy and unwilling to work, right? That's what that term means. So we got the bounty bar, right? Bounty bar, right? A racially black person who's considered to be behaving like a white person. Well, let's pull up what a bounty bar looks like, right? Bounty bar, as plain, right? Black on the outside, white on the inside. I believe that's coconut or some type of rice or something to that extent. Black on the outside, white on the inside. Right, bounty bar. That's a slang word. It's used around people. It's got a burr head, right, referring to the hair. Let's pull up a burr. It's about Kanye. These really aren't the best. These really aren't the best pictures, but Lord willing, brothers and sisters understand. Basically, it's just referring to the hair, right? That's all. Right, got chalk ice, right? Let me find it. I may have passed this a lot. Did I pass it? No, I didn't. It's a lot. A person who is figuratively black on the outside, white on the inside. It's got a lot of chalk ice out here, man. All right, let's see. We got some imagery. You know, hey, black on the outside, white on the inside. That's just like the bounty bar reference. These are bywords and derogative terms used upon our people. You know, all right, got cholo, right? Cholo, indigenous or mestizo person. Also, you know, yeah. So it could be derogatory, but a test a derogatory term. Cholo. Let's see if we can get a little bit more on it. Let's see. The child of a black man and an Indian woman. They call mulatto. It means dog. Hey, so this word, this is a derogatory word, man. What? How is this maybe a derogatory word, man? So Hispanics people and Mexican people, hey, I have heard this term before, numerous of times. I've been around Northern Kingdom, So hey, you got this word cholo, man, and watch movies and Hollywood and stuff. Hey, this word cholo comes from the word dog, right? You know, dog. So that's definitely damn derogatory. Definitely, right? You can keep it pushing though, you know. Also, okay, you got coconut, right? Of course, brown on the outside, white on the inside. That's pretty plain, right? Let's put a picture of coconut used for Native Americans and Hispanics, man. You got a lot of these, man. Manessa, a lot of coconuts and from the tribe of Manessa, you so-called Cubans, man. Gotta get on Manessa now, man. Getting on Manessa, man. A lot of you Cubans, let's pull up one. You got the dude, a lot of them in Florida, man. A lot of them be bugged out. They think they're white, man. I know it's all praise to most. I put his name in Marco Rubio. Yeah, Mark A. This man is, a good example of a damn coconut. He's from the tribe of Manasseh. But he really acts like a damn Edomite, and he thinks he's an Edomite. Served as speaker, um, served as speaker of the Florida House of Representatives, and he's run for president before. He's a heavy hitting Republican, man. Yeah, 2016. He ran for president, man. Roman Catholic, man. You know, and Baptist. See that? Hey, this man sounds like an Israelite, man. Half, Baptist church, man. That's what Judah is in. Roman Catholic, and that's what the Northern Kingdom is predominantly in. You know? So, this man right here is a good definition, a good example of a coconut, right? A lot of you Manassites are coconuts, right? And it is what it is, right? Or a coon, right? They're kind of going off, right? But let's pull something up. Really going into the word raccoon, right? Let's pull this up, right? This really was going into raccoon. Let's see why. Let's see raccoon's behavior. Basically, raccoons they're known for being sly and sneaky. When the light goes off, they got the eyes. Oh my goodness. Salakia. They eat trash. They're sneaky. They climb in trees. They're kind of ferocious. They're pests. That's what this word coon comes from. You know, that's what it's going into. Right next, we got crow. Right, crow, black people. Right, you may be wondering why. Right, let's see what crows eat. Right, crows eat Salakia. Let's see what crows eat. First, you obviously see crows are blackbirds, obviously. So that's one thing it's based out of. And crows eat insects, man. They eat insects. And a food, Salakia, pellet food, aka they steal food. You know, Back in slavery, our people, we didn't have a lot to eat, man. We had to eat the undesirable parts of all animals. That's why people are obsessed with damn cracklings or pig skin, right? Damn pig feet, chicken feet, oxtail, people like that type of stuff because that's the type of stuff we have to eat. But we see crows, they're known for stealing food, man, for stealing cat and dog food. That's why our people, was thrown the word crows, because sometimes, brothers and sisters will have to sneak certain things, and and it is what, and it was what it was to survive, you know, out of quote unquote master's house, right? The 8 ball. I pass it, it's a lot. Of course, you got the word darky, you know, that's plain, right? That's real plain. 8 ball. This should be pretty plain too. Pull up what an 8 ball is. For those who don't play billiards, so some people say, or pool now. I'm gonna play 8 ball pool games, you know? So yeah, 8 ball. The 8 ball is black. That's why people had refer to as 8 ball. That's a derogatory term. Got the word Salakia. I know it's kind of sounding crazy. Salah. About the word Gekaliwag, meaning dark-skinned people, especially, the quote-unquote Caribbeans, predominantly Levi, Benjamin, Manasseh, Simeon, and all of the other people that are in the Caribbeans, all of the other Israelites, right? Oh, Ephraim, that's a big one, right? They got dark skin, a lot of them, they be in the Caribbeans, man, in Puerto Rico and such, you know. An expression which originally was a child's literature character. Okay, so now we're kind of switching it up, kind of switching the flow through the spirit. All right, so a lot of these derogatory terms, they come from books, they come from stories, they come from images, right? Let's pull up this gollywag. Let's pull this up through the spirit. And this is an in-depth breakdown, man. This is a gollywag, right? So this is what they would call our people. These were dolls, you know. And of course, a lot of times in these pictures, they over-exaggerate damn everything. This man is a black light charcoal, and his lips, damn near pink. Show me show me an Israelite from the tribe of Judah that looks like this. You can't find one, you know. So these were derogatory terms, man. This makes me upset and creeped out just by looking at these weird dolls, man. Right? So gollywag, that was a term. We got groid, right? Oh, it's a lot. You got groid. I passed it. Here we go. Derived from the term negroid. All right, let's see what this word negroid. Um, based off flawed science and theories. So at one point in time, scientists believed there were three types of people. You know, Caucasoid, Negroid, and Mongoloid. And you had to fall under one of these people. You know, let's see. Let's get this wicked man that came up with this. Let's see. Let's see. That's a lot. Yeah, Charles Darwin. This wicked man. You know, Slovakia. See if we can find a scientist. All right. Well, basically, you had scientists. This was their conclusion that the Most High made three types of men. These were the three, and they based it off of skull types. You know, they based it off of skull types. They say there's three different types of skulls, so it's three different types of people. You know, and of course, the etymology of the word Negro goes back to the word Latin niger, meaning black. You know, yeah, come on. It's called social Darwinism. You know, and this is one of his main beliefs. That we all come from these three people, either Negroid, or Caucasoid, or Mongoloid. Of course, that's very flawed. The Most High made nations. He didn't make just skull type. He didn't make just three. Show me in the Bible in Genesis, chapter 9, or Genesis chapter 1, where the Most High said, "Hey, I created male and female. I created he created he them. I created three types of skulls: Negroid, Caucasoid, and Mongoloid." It's not in there. The Most High made nations. You have 18 predominant nations: the Edomites, the Israelites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Ishmaelites, the Amalekites, you know, the Japhites, hey, you have a lot of nations, man. You have 18 predominant, but you have a lot of nations out there. The Philistines. which come from Mizraim, aka the Egyptians. You got the Foothites, aka the Libyans. So hey, this thing gets kind of deep. It's not just three, and hey, it is what it is, and hey, you better find under who you follow. You better fall under who you damn follow. Salaki. You know, that's that's not how the Mossad is not dealing with that, right? He's not, right? The next one is an I, right? I think it's engine. Yep, corruption and Indian. You got engine. What's going on, right? Let's see if we get a little bit more information on this word, or yeah, let's see what the information. Let's go to the etymology of this word Indian, right? That's what it's based off of, right? That's not what I want. This word Indian, it really means savage. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Hey, they call them savages, man. That's what this word Indian is based off of. It's based off of the word savage, right? So engine, this is a byword, right? Nobody should be called an engine. The next thing you got is a jigaboo, right? It's off. From Bantu verb, this is another misunderstanding. Bantu is not a people. Bantu is a language group. It's a family of languages, that millions of people speak, So don't say you're Bantu. That's foolish, right? Right, but anyways, right, they bow, it comes from the Bantu word, right? This really going to a Hebrew word for real, right? They bow the head docilely, meaning meek or servant or servile individuals, aka servants, right? That's basically what it's going into. You know, this was a term used by the Hamites upon us, called as jigaboos. We say servants, basically. We saw earlier the Arabs, the Arabians, the Ishmaelites, they called us Abed, which means slave in their language, in the Arabic wicked, nasty tongue. So this isn't anything new. And Jigaboo, of course, it was later personified into a character, as you see right there. You so this is real wicked, man. Right? Keep it pushing through the spirit. Right? Jim Crow. Right, aka black people. Everybody should know or have a rough idea what Jim Crow is, right? Or actually, let me pull up a video, man. This is in depth. So, let's pull something up, man. All right, this is what Jim Crow is based off of. I'm not sure if the audio is playing, but he's singing. So this is real off. That's a white man right there, trying to dance and act like Jake, man, with blackface on. That's what the word Jim Crow comes from. Everybody should be at least a little bit familiar with Jim Crow. Wicked. Tap dancer. This is real off. Cameras off. And these performances and songs were very popular. These white people kind of want to see Drake and Travis Scott. Hey, this was the original Drake. This is the original Travis Scott. This is the original Michael Jackson. You know, you're this. You know, this is there are originalities. You know, I want to see somebody tap dance, and that's off. See a white man tap dance in blackface, man. Can't stand this place, right? Can't stand this place, man. Let's go into a little bit of fun facts about because Jim Crow was actually also a period. You know, Lord willing, brothers and sisters are familiar with the Jim Crow laws. I don't want to get too deep. This is a Jim Crow. This is an in-depth breakdown by itself. I got to be a historian in this thing. You know, a scholar. You know, this is during the end of Reconstruction, you know, after slavery, and it's led. This was a catalyst for the civil rights movement. Was Jim Crow. You know, as you see, it was named after uh, a routine, the performance that we just watched, called Jump Jim Crow. You know, performed by this wicked man named, I'm not calling him that, but Thomas Rice. You know, let's pull this wicked man up. Here we go. Images. This is a very wicked man. This is how this man look, huh? Or it's like a dummy to be him. But hey, this is him right here. And he transforms himself to this. You know, he went from being an Edomite, and now he just wants to be Jake and act funny and, you know, make fun of our people, man. That's a weird song. That's a weird byword. You know, in Psalms, you know, it says, hey, they required a son from Zion, huh? Right? So, the Jim Crow laws, these laws are very oppressive. It's a lot, you know, led to reading text and segregation, as you can see, separate but not equal. I'm sure everybody's at least familiar with that phrase. You know, that's what Jim Crow, that's what it led to. It led to segregation. You know, it led to a lot of oppression. It led to the rise of the KKK, right? So that's just a little bit of background. But Jim Crow, this is a whole in-depth breakdown by itself. Maybe most of our women and brothers and sisters would like, we can dive into these certain laws, man. These amendments, the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, you know, go into them in detail, man. Dive into the Federalist Papers. You can kind of get in detail in this thing, man. You can dive into a lot in this truth, man. All praise to the Most High. You know, go into the oppressive history of Esau. You know, dive into, you know, the tolerance movement. You know, you had the anti-slavery movement. Dive into Marcus Garvey. You know, Margaret. Hey, you have a lot of things you could dive into, man. You know, so if brothers and sisters want that, I can definitely dive into that most I will. Right, we'll keep it pushing though. We're about halfway through. Right, next thing you got is Jungle Buddy. All right, let's see if we pull up any imagery. Jungle Buddy. Basically coming from the same thing as apes. You know, it's a lot. All right, let's see what Urban Dictionary got to say. An African American or black person, that's part. Right, AKA going to a monkey. You know, you come from the jungle. That's basically what it's going into. All right, it's got Mau Mau. Let's find out. Mau Mau. It's a lot. Right, black people originally referred to Kenyans as the Mau Mau Rebellion. So this is another oppressive term put upon our people, man, calling us wicked Hamites, man. Let's pull up pictures of Kenyans, man. I will not be called a Kenyan. You know, that's not happening. Do not never call me a Hamite. You know, I'm not these bald head, big headed people, man. This is not me. You know, our women don't look like this, man. Our women do not look like this, man. The big forehead, man. This is not how the daughters of Zion look. And I will not stand to be called a damn Kenyan, man, with a big, nasty forehead. See that? That's off. It looks like they're going off. They're going off, man. I will not be called a wicked, you know, marathon running Kenyan. you know. The only thing they're good at is long distance running, you know. Anything other than that, they're not good for nothing. And they're kind of tall too. That's it. I got this dude, Salaki. I'm gonna butcher his name. I butchered his name. Salaki. Ethiopian. Mm, let me find this guy. Man, okay, yeah, here he is. Kipch. I'm not this dude, man. Elihu Kipochi. This is not me. And I'm not related to this nasty Hamite. Not related. See that? See that? This is not one of my forefathers. This is not my brother. This nasty Hamite. So never call me a Mau Mau because I'm not a nasty Kenyan. I'm an Israelite, right? Super pushing, right? Mulagnan, Mulagnan. Basically, it's an Italian word meaning eggplant. I see why these nasty Italians call us eggplants, right? Because of course eggplants are dark. That's plain, right? Keep it pushing to Nignog. This is off. Originally refer Saki originally used to refer to a novice, a foolish or naive person, right? That's where it's coming from. You got the word niggard, right? Not generous, stingy, And now we got this word. Everybody's familiar with what's highlighted. I don't want to take a risk in the whole channel damn being shut down. I mean, everybody can see this word being highlighted, right? It means stingy, right? Same thing, nig nog, and now they place it upon us. It had an original meaning, which means foolish or naive, but now it means something. But now they put it upon us, man. Everybody should be familiar with this word right here. Everybody should. No excuses, right? This is, of course, derived from the Latin, from the word niger in the Latin, which means black, right? Keep it pushing, though. You have this word. It's a Brazilian nut. Let's pull it up. Slovakia. All hell breaking loose. This is a Brazilian nut right here, right? It's really going into this right here. They said this looks like our toe, so this was a byword. You crack it open, you get that. You know, Brazilian nuts. Those are really healthy for you, right? Keep it pushing through the spirit, But that's a term they called us though. Was that right? Go to Niti, which means Native Canadians. AKA Gad and Reuben, mainly Gad. Word for friend. And I highly doubt this word means friend. And these Canadians, man, these people destroyed them. I highly doubt this means friend, right? Like the word Oreo, right? For black people, of course. You refers to a black person who's perceived as acting white. All right, let's pull up what an Oreo is. Everybody should know what an Oreo is. Everybody should. You know, Oreo. You got them white on the inside, but black on the outside. Right? So that's another derogatory term. Right? Next one. Slovakia. Pickaninny. Let's go with what this word means to the spirit now. The scout child. Basically, this is another picture or description of our people. You know, they often had us with eating watermelon. It's of our children. right? Let's pull up a picture. Here we go. This is off. It's a little black, and this is where the stereotype comes to black people like eating chicken. I mean, so I could like eating watermelon. From this is mainly where it comes from, because our people in slavery times, hey, we didn't eat that much. We couldn't just take a water. If you were picking cotton, could just take a water break. Let's say, hey, I need 20 minutes. It's real hot out here. I feel like I'm about to pass out. It wasn't no, I feel like I'm about to pass out. Let me take a breather. So, hey, our people, the watermelon and such that would grow, hey, we would literally be in the fields, crack that mug open to provide us energy, to provide us the sugar to keep going, the carbohydrates from the sugar to keep going, and the water and the electrolytes from the watermelon, so brothers one day die and have a heat stroke and pass out, so that's where the stereotype comes from, right? Of us liking to eat watermelon, right? Let's keep going. I got another one, porch monkey, because hey, our people, we like to kick it. You read Jacob, he dwelled in tents, man. Our people like to kick it, man. We don't need to skydive and jump off cliffs and hike Mount Everest, to have fun. Our people, hey, we can kick it, man. Be out on the porch, be out on the patio, got the spades going, you got the drinks flowing, you got the grill going, uncle on the grill going crazy. That's all our people need, man. Right? So Esau kind of changed that to a derogatory term. So now they got this word porch monkey. You know, got prairie. Here we go. Prairie N word. That's plain. That's plain. It shows you that these no, quote unquote Native Americans, these are the same people as Israelites. It literally got the same title. That's pretty plain. Kwashi. They'll be used on black people, often used on those that are gullible or unsophisticated. West African name Kwazi, give it to a child born on Sunday. It basically means gullible or unsophisticated. You know. Next you got Rastus. You know. This is the cream of wheat, man. And they make fun of this dude. You know. Stereotype, often derogatory name for black men. So this is kind of crazy. Stereotypically happy black man. How can you be happy during slavery, during oppression, and you see your wife getting raped and your kids getting killed, and see your brothers getting sold to somebody else? How the hell can you be happy? You know, and be in there cooking, smiling at the so-called white man after you just dealt with your wife. You know, that's off in folly and madness, man. That's off, right? We got Uncle Tom coming up soon, and that's off as well. Got Redskin, and you had a whole, hey, you had a whole team named the Redskins, man. The Washington Redskins. This is just, this is off. It's literally their logo. The Washington Redskins. This is their logo. That's off with the helmet. Wearing red, and the main primary color is red. What? Got the, hey, imagine this. Imagine you just saw this right here. People would be going crazy. Damn Caucasians with Bob on there. But hey, that's weird. What the hell's going on? But they got the Redskins. They're making billions of dollars off of this image, and that's off. Off of this image, you're making billions of dollars. You know. Let's keep it pushing now. Got the Roto, which means tattered. See this word tattered means. Salakia, a better definition, right, of this word tattered. Old and poor condition. And that's true, man. That's true. But it's a byword, you know. In poor condition, man. That's for the Chilean, man. That's Naphtali. Shout out Naphtali. Right? They call it a roto, which means tattered, broken down, poor, oppressed. Hey, you gotta study, man. Hey, you gotta dive to the Mapuche people, man. Shout out to the Mapuche people, right? These are the ancient Naphtalites, right? You had a man by the name of Naruto, if Salakia. Let me find him. Hey, he went by the name Blackhawk. Let me type that in. Oh yeah, Laruto. Salakia, Laruto. Brothers and sisters, if you watch soccer, hey, you have an Argentinian player, a soccer player. Hey, this dude's pretty good at soccer. His name is Laruto Martinez. I remember he played for he played for Inter Milan. He played with Argentina with Messi. He scored 17 goals so far for Argentina and for Inter Milan, which is in Italy, which is in Milan, of course. And he scored 63 goals. And he's named after this man Laruto, who's from the Mapuche people, who's a so-called Chilean man or quote unquote Argentinian man, but really from the tribe of Naphtali, right? This is some good history to dive into through the spirit, right? But his name literally means Black Hawk, right? It was Ag- Aguluche, which is Harrier, or Hawk, you know, Negro. This man's literally known as a Black Hawk. So did this man look like a so-called white man? That's why this bust. I don't really know how truthful this is, or maybe truthful. But hey, this man, his name was literally Black Hawk. That's literally his name. When we dive into the history, this is really, really good history, man. Really good history. This man was a warrior, man. Hey, this man was likely a chief man of war back in the biblical days. Brothers probably stumbled over his name before. You know, from the tribe of Naphtali, a mighty, valiant man of war. But now they're called a roto because they're depressed, scattered, and destroyed. Right? Got Sambo. Right? Sambo. Let's put up a picture. Sambo. It's not the martial arts. you know. It's also based off of a picture, man. It's based off of this book called Little Black Sambo. You have four tigers. You gotta kind of dive into that thing, man. You have four tigers. They kind of took his clothes. All hell broke loose. Hey, he got his clothes back. The story, it wasn't really portraying Sambo in a bad way, but you see the picture. When Esau, he's gonna run with it. You know, Esau's gonna run with that picture. And see, that's off. It turns to something that is not, and that's off. All right, we'll keep it pushing now. All right, almost through this thing, through the spirit, man. Lord willing, this was edifying. You know, Lord willing, God dive into a little history. It's okay not to read Revelations every day, Ak. And you refreshing end times headlines all day. Hey, dive into a little bit of history, King. Be well rounded. Right? You got sooty. Right? Basically, you come from the soot, man. Soot. This is what soot looks like. It's basically black. And it's a byword. That's pretty plain. Right? You got spade. Everybody just play cards. Everybody knows what a spade is. That's pretty plain. Right? Spade is so-called black. See that? Spade. So this is another byword. You got spit. Right? Spit. Short for Hispanic, aka his Spaniard, aka you belong to the Spanish. Or this also can stand for a Spanish person in custody. S Spanish P person I N C custody. It's a derogatory word you use on Hispanic people, quote unquote Hispanic people, right? Keep it pushing. This one was real wicked too. Squaw Salakia. Yeah. right? And this is real off. This is what they call the beautiful Gadite sisters, man. The beautiful Gadite and Permanite sisters. Slovakia. That's what they call them, right? And really, it's going to something deeper than just that, you know. Let's see. The continued use and acceptance of the word squaw only perpetuates the idea that indigenous women and culture can be deemed as impure, sexual, perverse, barbaric, and dirty. So, and this word squaw, let's see, right? It's really what it's going into. The curious concept of squaw, the enslaved, the mean, voiceless childbearer, existed and exists only in the mind of the non-native Americans. So squaw is basically going into they were using terms for um, their box, right? That should be plain, right? That's plain, right? Basically, and that's a byword, right? You got the word taco head, that's pretty plain, right? Quote unquote Northern Kingdom, they they like their tacos, that's unleavened bread. That's all. That's off, man. They have taco head, man. That's off. Byword placed upon the Northern Kingdom because they like to dive in tacos. It's similar to we saw earlier, beanie, or beaner, them taco head, man. That's off, right? Tar baby coming up. Did I pass it? La tar baby. Um, basic black children. Let's see what tar looks. This is pretty self-explanatory, right? Tar is black. So basically black baby. Got thick lips. This is pretty self-explanatory, man. Our people are teased for our lip size. Come on, that's part. This is the thing that we're teased for. Now you got women like damn Kylie Jenner. It's like Kylie Jenner and these other quote unquote, you know, I don't even know what to even say, what to call that, but they basically now they want big lips. Now they're getting lip fillers and lip injection. Let's see lip filler cost. You know, now that's what they desire. They're looking for melanin shots. Say most people can expect to pay between $500 and $1,000 for every treatment appointment. Hey, it says the sticker shot is well worth the investment, man. Why? Because these Edomites and these other nations, they want to look like Jake, man. They want to look like no, they want to look like Eve. And it's off. You got men getting damn lip fillers. Let's put some pictures, man, of these heathens with the damn lip fillers, man. You see you got the before and after, man. Before, after. She got the lip fillers, man, because she wants to be like Eve, you know. So, hey, don't let anybody ever tease you about that, because you have women paying about $1,000, to get their lips like that just for a moment of time. They got to pay on another band, and then on another band, and then another band, right? You got timber. This is plain. Native Americans, quote unquote. It's plain. Got wagon burner, scroll. Why? Because these Native Americans, these people were vicious, man. These people were let me get it, Lord. Here we go. Hey, these people would attack the wagons, man. Because F Esau, man. It's called guerrilla warfare. It's lucky for the spelling. Right, type of warfare fought by irregulars in fast-moving, small-scale actions. Hey, so you would have these Gadites and Reubenites they would assassinate certain people and families and burn wagons, man. They'll catch you slipping, man. If you're traveling, yeah, you got a price on your head. And this is similar to how it was in the ancient days. You had something called a Sakari. Not the actual brothers, not the count named Sakari. So you had a group named the Sakari during the Hasmonean dynasty. That would sneak up and kill Greeks. This man maybe have been a governor over some type of land. They would sneak up and kill him. And also Romans as well. Right, Roman authoritative tax collectors and things like that, they would get assassinated, man. And that's guerrilla warfare, right? And you see Gad diving into that. Actually got a wetback, right? Undocumented immigrants. It's mainly going to the Northern Kingdom, specifically those from Mexico, Central and South America, that would swim across the Rio Grande River, to come to America. Because America, this is a land of chief whoredom and madness and folly and wickedness. But on another fold, you know, like in Mexico, the average salary is like $5 an hour. You come to America, the average salary, you're getting at least double that now. You know, so that's why they do that. So hey, this is quite a few bywords. Most I women, this was edifying through the spirit to Akim wa Akwathium. So with that, I want to say La Allah now we Yahweh by Shema Mashaka Shah. La Allah now Kaya Shamka Takaba, Hallelujah, 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 and all praise to the Most High. And don't forget these derogatory terms and bywords that they put upon us, man. Never forget this, you know, because Esau's going to pay for this. I'm going to get a precept. Job 30, right? Salat. Job 30. Right, this is Job chapter 30, verse 8. They were children of fools, yea, children of base, man. And so these Edomites and these other nations, man, they're children of fools, man. Esau, Edom is a fool. Moab and Lot is a fool. He slept with his daughters. He got so drunk, he's sleeping with his daughters. And he is a fool. Ishmael is a fool. He was mocking and he got him kicked out the house. You know, these people are fools, right? Children of base men. They were valued than the earth. And now I am their song. Now we are their song, man. Now they got 1,000 bywords upon us, man. Yea, yea, I am their byword. So now we are the byword. We are the ones that are making fun of us in these streets, laughing at us behind closed doors, laughing at you to your face, calling you an ape, calling you an N-word, calling you all types of wicked and nasty names behind your back and in front of your face, man. Right? Verse 10. They abhor me. Now they hate you. Before they used to bow down and be afraid and serve you. Right? Read Deuteronomy. Right? The first 5 chapters. These nations, read Joshua. These nations, they feared us, man. Right? But now they abhor us. They flee far from me and spare not to spit in my face. Hey, so damn, man. These nations, they don't spare to spit in our face and call. Hey, the only terms we should be called is the sons of the living God, Yahweh. Anything that's not biblical, hey, don't call me that. That's a spit in my face, man, because we're the sons of the Most High God, right? So with that, I want to say La Allah now we Yahweh by Shema Mashak Rashai, La Allah now Kayah Shamkatakaba, Hallelujah, 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 and Most High willing is edifying, right? Shalom, shalom, shalom.